Hello, everyone. Welcome to William in the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Matt. Matt is from England, but he lives in Marbella, in Spain. So let's see what Matt has to say. Enjoy the interview. So, hello, Matt. How are you doing today?
I am good, thank you very much. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time on Sunday for the interview. Thank you. Thank you very
No
much.
problem.
So, Matt, so tell me where you're from.
I'm from a little town called Rochdale, which is just outside of Manchester. It's kind of in between Manchester and Leeds.
Mm-hmm. Born and raised?
Born and raised, yeah. I grew up in an actually even smaller area than that, a little village called Wardle, which is kind of at the foot of the Pennines. It's like a nice picturesque village. If you've ever seen the TV show Emmerdale Farm, then that pretty much sums up where I grew up to begin with.
I see. And what was the best part of growing up in that area? What's the best memory that comes to your mind when you think about your childhood?
I had a bit of a misspent youth, to be honest. I got in a lot of trouble, but I had a lot of fun as well. You know, growing up in a place where everybody knows your name and you know everybody's name is quite nice, actually. And my friend said he came in the car with me one time as I drove through town and into the village, and I was like, hi. He said, I'm like Postman Pat. I know everybody there, you know. That's kind of the nice thing about growing up in a small town.
Totally. I'm back in Brazil as well, where I come from, where I was born. I think we had just 12,000 people at the time, and
Yeah.
everyone knew everyone. I remember walking the streets, and everyone knew my mom, my grandmother. They knew, sometimes they knew even better my relative than I did. I was like, wow, you know a lot.
Yeah. Brilliant.
But I believe you are based now in Spain, yeah?
Yeah, I'm over in Marbella right now. I made the move. I made the move just over 2 years ago now. In between lockdowns in England, I packed up my van with the wife, and we both drove just all the way through England, all the way through France, and all the way down into Spain, and kind of just settled here and made a life like you would if you were like a Viking or something back in the day, you know.
And why Spain?
Purely the weather, you know, and it's quite. It's easier to get along here in the beginning if you don't know the language, because there's a lot of British people in this area. You know, a lot of expats that move here because of the weather. You know, the weather's unbelievable. It's so good.
Yeah.
That's the main reason, you know.
And how your Spanish going so far?
Mi español es muy malo, pero intento poco y poco. You know, day by day, I learn a little bit more. Sí, becomes mejor.
I think the best way of learning a foreign language it's being there. You know what I mean? Living there in the place. I think that's the best way.
You know what, they say this, but you know, when I bump into Spanish people, they're always wanting to practice their English. So, you know, I think I should hook up with someone who's, you know, Spanish and learn that way. But you know what, in all honesty, I should have done more than I have done up to now. And I don't want to be one of those British people who's been here 10 years and still doesn't speak a word of Spanish, you know. I think it's a little bit rude not to, you know. So I do have to make more of an effort.
I think when Spanish people come up to you, say, "Oh, sorry, I don't speak English. I don't speak English." You should go like that.
Yeah. I mean, the first thing I say whenever I go anywhere, and I know it's going to be complicated, like going to the doctors or something like that, I just say, "Lo siento, mi español es muy malo, pero intento," and it helps the situation straight away, you know.
And what do you do for work? For living, Mark?
I'm a personal trainer, online coach. At the moment, I'm getting into acting as well, so that's something for the future, I guess. But I'm a boxing coach, kickboxing coach. So yeah, physical fitness is my thing, really.
So walk me through a little bit how the fitness career came into your life. Walk me through a little bit of your journey so far.
So I got into personal training by accident. To be honest, I went to university to do sports science because I thought that I would just do a sports science degree and I would walk out and I would knock on the door at Manchester United and they would give me a job, right? Obviously, I was a little bit naive. you can say. So I did my personal training back in 2003 or something. And it was when I first started university, I needed money. And some of the other people on my course were like, oh, just do some personal training. I was like, what is personal training? So I ended up working in the studio. Then I set up on my own. And I mean, it's 20 years this year I've been doing it. I also went down the path of trying to be a gym manager. I worked as a manager in a gym, but it wasn't for me. I actually just preferred training people. I've trained thousands of people over the past 20 years and made massive differences to people. And then more recently, during the lockdown scenario on COVID and everything, I moved my business a little bit more online. And now I'm trying to work on developing an app and having an online thing. Because, this started years ago. People were saying like, "Oh, you should move your business online." But I like seeing people in person and training them, But there's a cap on how much money you can earn when you do that, and you're only working for the hour. And when you work online, you get some time back, which I've discovered through working online. And now I get to kind of pursue the acting a little bit because I did some just before lockdown. I think, I can't remember, 2019, I did some work on ITV, working as a personal trainer, which led to me then getting a profile online, then led to some small short film that I did with some students at Salford University, which then led to like just this burning desire to try and do that again and again and again. And this year is the first year I've actually got like an actual full speaking part, because I've done some extra stuff and been in the background. But this year I've got a film. It's called Mr. Hyde. It's coming out. I don't know when it'll come out, but they're actually starting to film in June, and I will be a character in that with lines and everything. So
wow,
it's been me 3 years pursuing this, So let's see what happens.
When you mentioned about that you in the beginning of your career, you thought that you knocking Manchester United door, they would open to you. I think you knocked the wrong door. You should go to Liverpool instead.
I know, maybe I'd have got in there. It's funny you say that because some of the people on the course, right? I mean, a lot of people were just as naive as I was about the situation. Like, if you do sports science, it's kind of vague. You still have to specialize afterwards, which I think is the same as everything in life. You kind of have to specialize at something for people to come to you. So the physiotherapists left there as actual chartered physiotherapists, so they could apply for physiotherapy jobs. But the sports scientist comes out and they're like, well, what do you do? I do sports science. Well, it covers so much ground. So I went into strength and conditioning after that. I did a postgraduate qualification in strength and conditioning. And, I tried to pursue that for years. Then I got offered a job in Los Angeles. Funnily enough, this is how I ended up here in Marbella. I got offered a job in Los Angeles at a top boxing gym over there. And I spent 5 years trying to get enough media attention to qualify for this visa. And then I got denied the visa. So, but it's really weird because it's kind of like Los Angeles here. It's the same weather, it's the same vibe, it's
Life always, directs us in the right direction. Sometimes we don't see the message or the right path over there, but in the future you go like, you know what? Now I understand why it didn't happen that time. It's always like that. It's always like that.
It's only with age and getting older that you realize this, and and it's no secret. You just learn it as you go along, don't you?
Absolutely. That's the beauty of life. You know what I mean? For us to see different paths, different opportunities, and now something new comes into your life as well. So you never know. You just need to be open-minded and, trust the process, I know sometimes it's difficult for us because we want so badly something, but you go like, you know what, wait a minute, let me see the other, opportunities along, and there's always a beauty behind, for sure.
Sorry, go on, carry on.
No, yeah. So
this is what I mean about the sometimes if you push at something and it's not meant to be, it can stop. But then when you let it go and you just try another door, this is the thing with the acting thing. It's not been that difficult for me to. I feel like it's a door that's loose. You know, I push it and things have come quite easily. So I'm like, okay, maybe if I push a little bit more at this door, like you just said, it's just a different. You know?
Absolutely. I think we have different capacities to explore different areas, different, you know, adventure ourselves in different ways, and that's how, you know, we start getting passionate about different things and start open more and more doors and more opportunities. Yeah, you just need to be open-minded and just go for it and never know.
100%.
Matt, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Okay, hit me. What? Hit me. Go for it.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend. Okay, floor from the fun questions. I'm just going to play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Let's do it. Okay, Matt, before we start the game, during the journey, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Yeah.
First question for you is, what is the weirdest dream you ever had?
Oh my God. My God, I can't actually think of the weirdest dream I ever had. I've had a lot of dreams where my teeth crumbled and fell out. Those are some of the weirdest ones, and I've woken up like wondering if my teeth are actually still there or not. So yeah, some of those dreams. But I haven't dreamed for a long time, to be honest. Yeah.
I think. Do you have sometimes those dreams that happens again? Like sometimes it's like occurrence. Like when you were a teenager, sometimes I have those dreams that I had for a long time, and suddenly it happened again. Did it always happen to you or not?
Yeah, when I was younger, I used to have nightmares, really bad night terrors. And actually, a few years back, I had a similar thing. And when I was younger, I don't know if you know Santa Cruz, the skateboards. Well, Santa Cruz had like this green hand with teeth on it, and this was the scariest like dreams I've ever had in my life. Whereby I thought it was in real life, but I would always come across this hand, and I would be like, is it that or is it not? And then it would be a street sign, you know, and I'd be like, oh, it's this way, it's pointing to this way, and then I get closer and it'd be that hand, and I'm like, ah, you know, and it would scare the living daylights out of me. I had no idea what that was about, but I still remember from being a kid that actually one of the dreams I had, my dad used to drive a Volkswagen Beetle, and one of the scariest dreams I had is that we went up the steepest hill I've ever been up in my life, and it broke down at the top of the hill, and then we rolled back down the hill, and it was frightening. And then when we got to the bottom of the hill, boom, I woke up, you know. So, crazy.
It happened. Next question. Okay, Matt from England. Right, next question is, how long can you go without checking your phone?
Not long. I'm terrible. Honestly, I actually hate this device. You know, I have a love-hate relationship with it because I like making content for my Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that, as you can imagine. But I wish it just stopped there. I wish I could just post it and leave it, you know, but I'm always checking because you've got to engage with your audience and you've got to speak to your people and blah, blah, blah. But honestly, yeah, sometimes by the end of the day, my eyes are so dry from staring at the phone, you know. I'm bad, you know. I'm not as bad as some of the kids today because I come from an age where these didn't exist, you know, the phones didn't exist. But now, yeah, because of the work I do, I'm pretty bad.
It's funny, interesting how, include myself, I never thought one day I would be literally working on my phone. You know what I mean? It's so interesting because I'm as well. I move away a little bit of the phone, of social media, but it's the platform where things are happening like constantly, where the business are, where things are happening. Saying that, which platform on social media you use the most?
Instagram, yeah, Instagram. Yeah. And it's the one that rewards me the least as well, but it's the one that I'm so used to doing. But you know, it bounces. Like I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube. You know, I'm trying to go long format and do videos on YouTube because that's my passion and that's what I want to share. But at the same time, I mean, the whole thing with the algorithm on Instagram is when I put something ridiculous out there and funny and stupid, everybody loves it. When I put something serious out there, nobody pays any attention. But the right people who want to come and work with me probably will be paying attention to that stuff, you know. But then are they seeing me as a bit of a clown because I'm posting silly stuff as well? It's a catch-22, but I only get rewarded for the stupid, ridiculous stuff I put out there.
It's so true you're saying that, because it's so interesting. Because when I post daily, I post the thumbnails to promote the interview and everything. When I post, like, I mean, all the pictures, when I receive pictures, you know, for my guests, I realized that if I post like a normal picture, smiling or in a good spot or everything, people like it. But if I put someone topless or someone with more, let's say, it gets like crazy. People like. It's interesting how maybe like silly or nudity or how, you know, those things, it sells more. In a way, you know what I mean? It depends. Like, it depends the audience as well. But people, they get the attention on those topics somehow.
And this is all it's become. I mean, we used to watch videos at 2 minutes long, and now we can't even watch a video at 7 seconds long. You know, you've got three seconds to capture someone's attention, and then now that's pretty. And people don't even like stuff anymore because they don't even take. They might watch it, but they just carry on. And it's scrolling.
I know. Include ourselves. It's a habit that we have. You know what I mean? Just everything's too fast that you just want to see bits. Not, you don't want to see the whole thing. You know what I mean? It's habit.
Exactly.
Next question. Right. Before the next question, tell me, what is the biggest joy of working fitness? What for you, it's something that moves you, that makes you enjoy the most? And the flip side, what's something that you find very challenging in the fitness world?
I think, you know, some of the differences I've made in people's confidence is key for me. You know, what gets me here. That's why I'm still passionate about it. That's why I still do it. When you see someone that's, I don't know, afraid to go in the gym or never thought they could do something that they did do. You know, I've got a guy who went to a couple of guys that went all the way to the stage and did bodybuilding shows. You know, and when you see those people, they don't need me anymore, and they go away, and now they're on the same journey that I've been on for the past 25, even longer years. You know, training, and I know that they're not doing it to transform anymore. They're doing it because it's their form of meditation, and it's their time, and it's their way of connecting with their body, you know. And I can see that they've achieved that through working with me, you know. And that's some of the proudest moments that I have as working as a trainer, you know. And to see someone who doesn't work with me anymore 5 years, 6 years, 10 years down the line, still lean, still training, still in the gym, still in shape. I mean, that's, you know, I wear that like a badge of honor. You know, that's the joy of the job, you know. And I suppose the flip side of that is some of the hours that you work, and the downside is sometimes when people might shift the blame onto you, like you're doing a bad job because they're not tracking the calories, or they're not doing the workouts, or, you know, there is that side of it as well, and you know, the hours that you have to work as well, I guess, and the time that I'm spent absolutely tethered to this thing, you know, it's stuck to my hand, speaking to clients and stuff. But, you know, the good side of the job far outweighs any of the bad elements for me. So that's what it's all about.
All right. Next question is, what hurt your feelings?
What hurts my feelings? What hurts my feelings? Do you know what? I don't know. Not much, because I'm quite I'm old. I'm tough-skinned. I'm 43 years old, so not much hurts my feelings these days. But what I can't get around my head sometimes is if somebody doesn't like me. you know, and I can't sit with that. I can't live with it. I wonder why, you know, what have I done wrong? And so that sometimes hurts my feelings, right? And I've encountered that since I've moved, because I've come from the same place, right? For the past, I mean, I didn't leave there until I was, well, until 3 years ago, right? So I've spent my whole life in the same place. So, you know, I like everyone. Most people like me. And when I come across someone who doesn't, or is a bit standoffish, that hurts me, you know?
Come something saying that, what's the best part of being yourself? What do you like the most about you?
I'm mental, you know. I'm almost bipolar, but not in a how would I word this? Like, I don't dwell on things, but I have definitely got ADHD, and there's no point in testing, because I mean, if you ask anyone, they'll tell you, you know. So I can be quite exhausting to myself, you know, because I'm so high energy. You know, the best thing about being me is I'm fun. I actually enjoy being myself. I can just sit in a room on my own, and you know, quite happily. I'm sweet. I'm good in my own head, you know. Or I can go into a room full of 1,000 people and you know, get talking to anyone in the room. I like the fact that, but it's purely because I understand myself so well, and I'm so self-aware that I know that the stuff that I struggle with, I will tackle, you know. So, for instance, the acting thing is the reason I want to pursue it so much is because it scares the living daylights out of me. So much, and the feeling is here, you know. My head is with the online stuff, but maybe my heart is that. But I haven't had an opportunity to try it again. But I've done some courses and stuff and put myself in the mix with people who are like trained actresses and actors from really high-end schools where they've learned acting, and I've just had a little go at it, you know. I put myself in those situations that scare the crap out of me, and as a result of it, I just know that it's exactly the same as training, weight training for gaining muscle. It's the same, putting yourself in those situations whereby, I mean, one time I was in a class with all these actors and actresses and a casting director. She was the casting director for The Witcher, you know, on Netflix, and Tin Stars, and big shows. And the people started getting up and doing their sides. I didn't even know what that was called. They're called lines. You know, they started doing their sides, and whilst they were doing it, I was looking at the fire exit thinking, you know, the toilet's next to the fire exit. I can just leave here and never come back, and no one would remember me, and no one would say anything. And you know, but something made me stay, you know, and I stayed, and then I came away from it. I was like, wow, I absolutely love that. Even though it scared the shit out of me, it was the most fun, entertaining thing, and I've learned so much. And you know, that's why, you know.
I believe that whatever we're gonna do in our lives, like start something new or gonna take a challenge, if you don't feel the butterflies, it's not a good sign. If you feel the butterflies, this scary thing is a good sign. It means that you should just go for it.
This is your intuition, right? This is
absolutely.
This is what you've got to follow, you know.
Next question.
Okay.
Okay, Matt. Next question. By the way, Matt is okay or Matthew?
Matt's fine. That's what I go by.
Perfect. Next question is, what is the biggest risk have you ever taken?
Moving to Marbella, I guess, you know. There couldn't be a bigger risk than that. I knew one or two people here, and I had enough money really for a year, and I had no work because I'm self-employed. The wife had no work, and she was doing her beauty stuff, and she was trying to find work. And I mean, it's been difficult, you know, really difficult. And at times we question whether it's the right move or not. But I'm so determined that, you know, there's no backwards, there's only forwards for me, you know. So it's the biggest risk was putting everything, leaving my job, But you know what? In saying that, like COVID made it easy for us because COVID took away my job and I couldn't work, you know, and I was self-employed. So it made the decision for me anyway. It made it quite easy. And, you know, so the biggest risk I took was packing all my belongings into a van, driving 2,000 miles and just, you know, sitting on the beach thinking, what do we do next? You know?
It's great. And do you see yourself living there for a long while?
For a long while, at least the next 3 years. And then, you know, and then we'll reassess where we are, you know? Because your visa is kind of guaranteed for 5 years, and then you turn it in for a 10-year visa. And I would like to just be resident here, and I would like to. My ideal scenario would be to live between the two, you know, to work fully online and live between the two. Yeah.
Okay. Ready for another one?
Yeah. Here we go.
Do it. Look at you. You are a fitness trainer. You are an actor. You are a dancer. What's next? Okay, next question for you is, would you rather be invisible or be able to fly? And what would you do?
Oh my God. Invisible. I think I would like to be invisible. I would like to be able to become invisible, yeah.
Why?
And what would I do? I would probably steal money, to be honest. I would go into the federal reserves and I'd just help myself to whatever I needed, you know? If there's anything left there, that's the funniest bit. There might just be ones and zero binaries just floating about in the sky, you know? If there's any cash left there. What would I do? I would get that money, right? And then I would go around all the homeless people in Manchester, my hometown, and I would give it to them, you know, like a bit of a Robin Hood thing. I keep a bit for myself so I can have a Big Mac and stuff like that, you know. But I would go on a mission and I'd be like, yeah, son, go and get yourself a hotel room or go and buy yourself a gaff or that's what I'd do. I'd steal all the money. I'd give it to other people. Yeah. Like Robin, well, you wouldn't see me, would you? But I'd be wearing a hood like Robin Hood.
Would you give some money for me as well?
Yeah, I'll send some your way. Don't worry. As long as you send me your bank details, yeah, your long number.
I send a bank detail, but I don't send my PIN. Okay, just the bank details.
Yeah.
Next question. Matt, before the next question, in your opinion, tell me, you know, the 2020 when the world went upside down regarding the COVID crisis. In the fitness business, the fitness world, what's the biggest positive impact that brought to the fitness world and the most negative impacts that COVID brought it in your life? I mean, in your opinion.
Well, first and foremost, the negative side was that anyone who was a personal trainer had to stop being a personal trainer, and they lost their income. They had to think on their feet, try different things, and earn money a different way. Much in the same way a lot of people did, you know. I actually ended up working security for a long time throughout COVID, you know. I worked security in a hotel where they took the homeless people off the streets in Manchester. So we kind of looked after the homeless people in Manchester, which, you know what? I got a very similar rewarding feeling from working with those people, you know. Kind of looked after them, and you know, it was actually quite a fun job. You know, it was something I'd never done. I'd done security work in the past, but only on like the doors and stuff like that of clubs and what have you, and pubs. But I'd never worked with the homeless before, and you know, we were liaising with the drugs counsellors and stuff like that. You know, and it opened up my eyes to a whole different world. So, and it paid me decent money at the time as well. And so, yeah, the bad side of it was that we all lost our jobs, but the good side of it was that we were all forced to think a little bit differently. And the online thing, the online personal training thing, had been brewing a little while before, but it hadn't kind of took off the way it did when COVID happened. You know, I was bouncing around my living room, doing workouts in the morning, I was doing corporate workouts for businesses with like 30 or 40 people on the screen, and I ended up doing well, it's a whole other business on top of the business that was gone, you know. So yeah, the plus side of it was that I created a whole new business, basically, like a lot of people did, you know.
Totally. I think it's so it was so fascinating to see people online, like everyone adjusting themselves to the new world, because it was new. Nobody was expecting that. And see those people, you know, creating new ways of working, like personal trainers, classes, you know, even people working from home and find a way to survive in a way, you know what I mean? A lot of people, they change it, their way. And nowadays people, they got used to, and some people, they are so thankful for that period, because now they changed their career somehow.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I like how a lot of people's veils came down as well, because people started going a bit nuts, like, you know. I mean, it was my 40th not so long, the year before or whatever, and I don't really drink, but I had a cupboard full of gin, I had a cupboard full of all sorts, and it'd be like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you know, on my day off, and it was sunny, and the wife would be like, fancy a gin? I'd be like, why not? And then everyone started building bars in the back garden where I was from, and the price of bicycles went through the roof. Everyone started buying dogs, and just the world went a bit nuts for a bit, didn't it? You know.
Totally. People, they got more, let's say, relaxed in a way. You know what I mean? Those pressures that you had. Yeah,
more relaxed, and they were showing it on social media. Like, I was laughing at a guy's post the other day where he was. He's called Danny Wilson, and he's a boxing strength and conditioning coach. And he was in lockdown. He put his wife's robe on, and he came out pretending he was a boxer. And that, the people are just doing mad random stuff just to make other people. I mean, I did a lot of random stuff. I was dressing up as Mr. Motivator Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 o'clock in the morning, just to make sure that my clients didn't forget who I was. You know, I wanted them to join me and keep training. And I was doing that much. It absolutely injured me. And then, like everyone was doing, I went on Amazon and just spent all my money on Amazon. I got myself a massage gun, and before every workout, I'd be massaging my leg so I could actually do the workout. You know, it was just a crazy time, and I am thankful for it in a way. You know.
Absolutely. And besides the sadness, you know, the hurt that brought, for example, this show, the Magic Box, started through that time as well. You know, I am so thankful for that moment, because I'm so proactive. I was going home literally to sleep, literally. My day was always on and on, gym, work, cinema, you know, always something happening. And when I find myself locked in the room, I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do right now?
Yeah.
And also, I was running, like, remember you could leave the house once a day for a run or for exercise. And I went for a run in the park one day, and I was like, oh my God, that's something that I'm going to do. I'm going to start creating questions. I'm going to do that. And here I am 2 years after, reaching. I'm just reaching almost 900 people on the show so far. So it's crazy.
Wow, that's so good. That's so good.
It's great. Anyway. Next question for you is, what do you think are the best traits for a person to have?
Just humility, I think, and humility, positivity, and just self-awareness, I think. Those three things, you know. I think that, you know, when I was younger, I used to get in fights and stuff like that before I started kickboxing competitively, and you know, there's something humbling about fighting someone that can fight back properly, you know, and you can get a good hiding. So yeah, as I've gotten older, I've become more self-aware to the point where everything's quite relaxing. So I think that is a key, but I think that just comes with age, you know. Yeah. I think if you just live by the motto that you just want to leave the place that you're in a little bit better than you left it, you know. Smile at everyone. I mean, when I first moved here, people thought it was weird because I smile at everyone, you know. And people are like, there's a lot of people from a lot of different countries where they might not smile as much, you know, and they might find that a bit weird. But I smile at everyone. I think the whole world runs on energy, you know, and as long as you are giving out positive energy, I feel that you'll get that back. And I know that because of my work. So I feel like being positive, being self-aware, and just being just having humility about you are probably the best traits that you could have, you know.
Peace starts with a smile, as they say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. 3 questions left for you. Let's do it. Okay, Max. Next question. Oh, this question is my favorite question of the Magic Box and came up to you.
Okay.
Send away a message to someone, but you don't need to tell who this message is for.
Send a message to someone.
But you don't need to tell who this message is for. Just the person who will gonna be watching, they will know that, okay, this message is for me.
Okay. Yes, mate. How are you? Listen, I know we don't text each other that much, but you know I think about you every day, and you and your Black Labrador, and I just want you to know that randomly, throughout the day, you know, you'll pop into my head, and I think, you know, remember when we used to train together, and then I think about that photograph that you took with that bodybuilder, and I'm probably going to post that at some point. And yeah, just know that I think about you, and it's just at random times of the day. And just because I don't text that much, I was thinking about this actually this morning. Just because I don't text that much, or you don't text that much, all love, brother. Okay.
Oh my God, amazing! I love the message. My goodness, I can see this person smiling right now.
Yeah, good.
2 questions left. Let's do it. Before the next question, tell me if you could choose anyone, in the world, to train with, to become their personal trainer, or to have a project to work together in fitness, who this person would be and why? Anyone.
Anyone in the fitness world. I would say it's a toss-up between Arnie and Stallone, you know. I've got to go. Oh my God, I don't know because I'm a massive fan of both, but I've got to say Arnold, you know. I've got to say I'd love to train with him. I mean, who wouldn't? You know what I mean?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah, of course.
Wow.
He would be the man, like, because he's the whole reason. I mean, a million people got into bodybuilding, right? And wanted to better themselves. And, you know, I missed it by about 4 days. I was in LA and I went to Gold's Gym. And as you do when you go to Gold's Gym, you think, I wonder if I'll bump into Schwarzenegger, or I wonder if I'll bump into Stallone, you know? And I came back, and when I got back, 3 or 4 days later, my friend sent me a message. He goes, look who's in Gold's Gym. And I was like, gutted, you know? But yeah, I was 3 or 4 days away from actually bumping into it, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
I think as well, I was in Rio de Janeiro a few years ago, and there was a bodybuilder competition or something, or Mr. Rio, or something connected with bodybuilding fitness. And I think he was there as well at the time, like as a judge, or he was giving a speech or something. And I remember a friend of mine, he lives in Rio, he's into fitness, he's a personal trainer. And he posted some picture or something that he was there. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that you being around with, I think he travels a lot now, you know what I mean? Giving a speech, anything, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. And let's say if you have the opportunity to work with him or to do a project, what would be, if you could ask him just a question, just one question, what would you ask him?
I don't know. I would ask him live stuff, you know. I mean, the stories are there already for you to see. So whatever I would ask him, I've already seen, you know. I would ask him what he's doing later on, and if he wanted to go for a pint.
Yeah.
That's what I would ask, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would ask because I've had the opportunity to. I did some training with Frank Grillo, who's an actor in America. He's in so many films. And
Right.
I'm a little bit. I can miss the book sometimes. This guy was saying that, like, he's a legit Hollywood actor, right? And he said to me after we'd done some training and some sparring together that he needed help moving some furniture in his house, right? And I was like, oh man, good luck with that. You know, see you later. And when I told my friend, he's like, what? Why didn't you go with him? And the thing was, you know, I told you I was trying to get that job in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Booked at 5 o'clock to do a class, to hold a class. I'd done 36 classes that week or something. And I was booked to do a class. So I didn't want to let him down. And that's how important that job was to me. But when I told him, he's like, are you mad? Like, Frank Grillo, a movie star, just asked you, kind of, he kind of said it in passing.
You didn't get it, yeah.
I didn't get it, no. So I would just ask, do you want to go for a pint? You know, rather than just go, all right, see you in a bit. You know, I'm so stupid sometimes. When I told the wife, she was like, what? You know?
Oh my God, you know, it's those moments.
Me and Frank Grillo could have been best friends, man, you know?
Maybe he's gonna watch this interview and he's gonna go like, oh, you know what? I still need your help. Okay, I'll contact you.
Yeah, you never know, eh? You never know.
Next question for you is, describe yourself in one positive word and one negative word only.
Okay, one positive word is limitless. Bosh. Yeah. One negative word is aggressive.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like, which way?
I can be quite aggressive, you know. In
the way you express yourself. The way you express yourself, you mean?
Yeah. Or with stupid people, you know. Remember when I was saying before about sharing energy and there being positive energy and negative energy? That negative energy, the older I'm getting, the less I'm able to tolerate it.
Yep.
Without speaking out, and this is becoming an issue as I'm getting older, I think, you know. And I don't know if that's where cranky old men come from or whatever, whether they just can't be bothered with stupidness anymore, and they say it, you know. So I'm a believer in meeting energy with energy, and when I've encountered bad energy before, in the past when I was younger, well, that would have ended up in a fight. In the middle of my life, it would be, ignore it. Now, I'm like,
you punch.
No punching, I'm just like,
I'm joking.
I just can't sit there and watch injustices happen, you know? So, if I see bullying, for instance, I can't not say anything anymore. I have to say something, you know? And yeah, but I'm working on that. Like I said, it's all about being self-aware, and that, you know, is something I'm aware of. That, you know, for instance, my dog got off the lead. Well, I let my dog off the lead on a dog beach, right?
Uh-huh.
A little bit further up from the dog beach, which is still dog beach, she ran over to a yoga class that was going on with a couple of people, right? This woman gets up, she starts screaming at me, right? So she's screaming at me. That's my child, basically, that's ran over. She's like, she should be on her lead. And I said, shut up, you know? I just give her the same energy back that she gave me. She's allowed to do it, and I'm not. What? Because I'm bald and 6 foot. You know, I just say shut up. Like, I can't help it. It just come out. So I'm working on the fact that didn't need to happen. I didn't, you know. But someone screaming at me, I should be able to let it go. You know? I used to practice this in the car all the time. I used to get road rage, and in the car I'd be like, and someone would scream at me, and I'd be like, let it go, you know, and let it go. And think about the feeling straight away. You read The Chimp Paradox? I don't know if you've read that book. It's the same. The chimp is the first responder, which is the primitive side of the brain. and you know, I think I'm going through waves of learning how to deal with that. You know.
In 10 years' time, if it happened the same situation with the same lady, you're gonna go when she scream at you, you're gonna go at her, you're gonna say, "You look so beautiful today."
I mean, that would be the ideal, wouldn't it? Or I could say, I thought you guys were all about yin and yang, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Why don't you practice what you preach? You're screaming at me right now. Why don't you relax? Why don't you do some yoga? You know?
You should say, you know what? We just got late we were late for the class. Sorry, we were not late for the meet my dog. You were late for the class. That's why we were running.
Yeah. I got a little bit protective over my baby dog. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, those are the two there. You know.
Understand. Sometimes, you know, sometimes even though we have our mindset of being, you know, calm or understand, but sometimes, depending the situation, we just lose our stance and just go for it. As you said, you just reply back the same way as she got back to you.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Her energy got matched, and then I left feeling really bad. You know.
I know.
So I'm guessing if you put bad energy back, you feel bad afterwards, right?
Totally,
it's
yeah.
a lose-lose situation, and I've learned that a couple of times.
Next time, just blow a kiss to her.
By the way, this only happened since I've got a dog. now I'm classed as a parent, so maybe this is part of me learning this part of life, you know.
Of course.
This is going to happen, and it's never happened to me before, and I'm very protective over my dog, and you know, it's all part of learning again, isn't it? You know.
Matt, I don't want to see you upset, okay? I'm already scared, okay? Ready for the last one?
Yes, let's go.
Last question. But before the last question, I would like to tell them something. People watch the interview right now. If they would like to do a class with you or to, you know, to become your clients or to work with you, tell them something different or something unique about your class or about the work that you do. What that would be?
The biggest difference, I think, and a lot of this is down to my personality, really, and my ability to communicate with people and get the best out of people because of the stuff we talked about before, the humility, the life experiences, I've been there where you're trying to go, and I've walked the path and treaded it. So if you become a client of mine, then chances are I'm going to have encountered some of the stuff that you will encounter along the way from trying to get from point A to point B, which is why I have a demographic of people that I work with, men over the age of 30, because that's my people, you know. So yeah, within my program I work a lot on mindset, and you know, I use a bit of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and goal setting and that kind of thing to help people get in the right mindset. And I'm all about, I'm contactable all the time, you know. I'll have someone message me while they're shopping saying, can I eat this, can I eat that? I'll have someone message me on a night out saying, what should I drink? I mean, it doesn't actually matter, you know, whereas with some programs you probably won't even be speaking to the coach, you know. You might be speaking to somebody who is working for the coach, so who's told what to say. So I mean, that would be because I'm not like a megastar when it comes to online coaching. I'm only just really getting started. I've only been doing it 2 years, so it's still me, you know. In fact, it probably will always be me, because I don't want to scale it to the point where it's not me. Otherwise, it's lost the whole point, you know. Yeah. So that's if you work with me, I mean, you get what you see, you know. You get what you see on social media. I'm a laugh. I'm a joke. I'm a joker. Sorry, I'm a laugh. I have a giggle, but I'm serious and I get results. That's the be all and end all, you know.
And be careful. He can get aggressive as well.
Yeah.
Joking.
It's true.
Don't be late. Don't be late for your class, okay? Don't be late.
Yeah.
Last question for you is, when was the last time that you cried and why?
I thought about this the other day, and was it? It wasn't even that long ago. I cry at films all the time. So if you're talking about crying for personal reasons, the last time I cried was maybe 7, 8, 9 years ago when me and the wife were doing IVF and it didn't work and we had a miscarriage and we, you know, those times I cried. Those were hard times, you know. People don't know this, but they were really, really difficult times. And, you know, I cried a bit then, a lot, you know, because there was 3 rounds, failed, there was a miscarriage. But after that, you know, like I said, I'm a positive person. I do cry at films, man. Like, and it won't have been that long that we watched Marley and Me, which is probably one of the saddest, especially now I'm a dog owner, you know. So yeah, I think the last time I cried was maybe about 8 weeks ago at Marley and Me. You know?
Yeah, I think crying is a good thing. Actually, crying, it's good to, you know, to kind of, you know, relax your feelings and be vulnerable as well. I think it's a good thing of crying. Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking.
Okay.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game.
Okay.
Money.
Cash.
Family.
Wife.
Love.
Wife.
Somehow I knew you'd say that. Life.
Wife. Oh my God. I sound like an ice soppy son.
I'm scared to say the next word now because I'm scared you're gonna say wife
I'm
again.
trying to think of a different word for you.
Okay, one word for sex.
Wife.
Okay. Politics. Wife. I'm joking.
Oh yeah, politics. Oh my God, politics. Donald Trump.
Wow. Religion.
Christian.
One word for friendship.
Bond.
Fear.
Aggression. Wow. Wow. Okay.
What did you say? Sorry.
Aggression, which I was talking about before. Deep.
I'm scared. I'm getting more and more scared of you. I can't wait to finish the interview. Okay. I'm joking. Regret.
No.
Success.
Not yet.
Wish.
Dream.
Happiness.
Both.
One word for England.
UK.
Really?
One word for England. Green.
Why did you say UK? I'm joking. One word for Marbella.
Sunshine.
One word for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Muscle.
And the last one now, fitness. One word.
Life.
Let's pretend I'm going to meet your lovely wife for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, tell me the most beautiful thing about Matt, and tell me something that he still needs to work on, to improve on. What she would say?
She would probably say that I'm super generous and loving and caring. And also, on the flip side, she would say I need to work on my patience. Yeah.
Do you see some work in progress?
Yeah. I mean, you just said one word for aggression, and I said fear. So I mean, I'm obviously now I'm thinking I need to go and have a sit on that for a little bit and have a think about that and go a little bit deeper. Because for that word to come out over that word, and I was talking about that being something I need to work on. I need to go and have a little dig around in there. You know? Yeah.
Just the fact that you know that is already halfway of the journey of improvements. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Let's play now, Matt, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But hey, Matt, but before you ask me a question, tell me so far, what's your favorite Spanish word?
No pasa nada.
I know the
No
meaning
worries,
because
right?
yeah, no pasa nada, like nothing's happening, like everything is cool, everything is cool.
Yeah, no pasa nada.
Não
Yeah.
passa nada. In Portuguese, the same. Não passa nada.
Yeah.
Right, so you can ask me a question now.
Okay. How come you live in England?
I do have another 3 hours. Right, I'm gonna do a short version. When I was 12 years old, I started studying English, and I felt passionate about the language. And I remember looking my books, like English books, and seeing those, places in the world, like the Eiffel Tower, the Big Ben, those places. I'm like, oh my God, I would love to see that one day, how it looks like. I've always been passionate about the language, and I always had a dream to live in a place where I could speak English every single day. And I always been passionate. And back in Brazil, we have this America dream. Yeah? Everyone wants to go to the USA, not just Brazil, but all South America. For some reason, we have this American dream. That was my dream at the time, as a teenager. But it's not easy to get a visa. My parents, they couldn't financially support for me to get a visa or anything. But they always a plan B. Yeah, I had the opportunity to move to Portugal when I was 19 years old, and I lived there for a few years. And now I've been living in London. Actually, I've been living in Europe longer than I've been living in Brazil. Wow. And so yes, I left Brazil when I was 19 on my own, and I'm so grateful for that. Like that step in my life that I took it, because now I live a dream. I speak English every day, and I live in a country where I can speak English every day. And I'm so glad that life, it's so interesting how life takes you in a direction that you're not expecting, as you were talking before. Sometimes life presents you some opportunities that you don't know. And actually, it's a good story, because I want to go to live in the US. I even don't know where, but I just want to be there because of this American dream. And I'm so grateful to life that brought me to Portugal, and now I'm living in England. And I'll tell you, I meant to be here. I meant to be here because it's so interesting how when you are in a place that you feel like part of it, you know what I mean? Yeah. I feel so grateful for to be here, and I can speak English every day. So that's the why England, why London, and yeah.
And the very fact that you've been able to notice those doors is a skill in itself, or is an awareness of things being like, is this something I should pursue? And then knowing that if you feel it, then you give it a little try and see, and then the door opens, and then you're in, and then you're like, wow, if I hadn't have noticed, because every day there are opportunities constantly, and you just got to be switched on to them, haven't you?
Absolutely, you should as you were talking before, all of us, we have dreams and ways. Okay, I want to focus on this, I want to focus on that. Okay, it's brilliant, but let life give some sign, and look the signs that life brings to you. Sometimes it's not working the direction that you want to go, but could be a better direction the other side, or could be somewhere that you haven't explored yet, and it's coming now. You know what I mean? So just be open-minded, and then just take life the way it comes, and just focus, and you never know where life can take you. You never know.
That's the one.
Did you have a good time, Matt?
Yeah, it was great. Thank you. I enjoyed that. I liked all the questions, and it was good fun.
Thanks so much for taking the time. And I know nowadays we are so busy with our lives, yeah. And for me, when someone take their time, for me, it's a gift, because I understand how busy we can be. I think more than ever nowadays with the life we live right now. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or something that you live by.
Yeah, I mean, it's the message of just be aware of your surroundings at all time, and just try. I think it's important to think about your thoughts, think about why things arise. Why did I think that? Why did I respond this way? Why? And if you keep asking why, you probably find the answer somewhere to whatever it is. I think that's probably the most important question is why. And the deeper you go with that why, the more you understand yourself, you know. And if you understand yourself, then you become more in tune with whatever it is. Some people call it God, some people call it spirit world, some people call it energy, whatever it is. It's there, regardless. It's just a matter of being on the same vibrational level as it. And then, you know, when you are, then be aware of the opportunities. So yeah, ask yourself why for everything, and then know that just be aware, you know. Ask yourself why and be aware.
Why, Matt? Why you say that?
Why?
I'm joking.
We went all Italian. Why?
Why is that? Why?
Why?
Thank you so much regarding to our wife, and keep in touch. It was a pleasure, okay? Thanks so much.
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.